This world might seem nothing out of the ordinary. However, once you enter, you're met with something very unexpected. Rich players. Many rich players. Enough to make a new player feel either amazed or intimidated. It was once ruled by one of the biggest YouTubers in Growtopia, but it leaves even experienced Growtopia players wondering, how is this world still so full of players? Hi, I'm Venttu, and in this video I'm going to go over the history of Seeds and the reason why it's still so populated today. And even you who have been playing the game for a long time might be surprised to learn something new. So stick around till the end to find out. Before we go back in time, I'll first explain what Seeds actually is. Seeds is a modern day mix between a trade and a social world. Something unique that is not very common these days in Growtopia anymore, after the rise of Byblas and event worlds over the years. It also serves as a bulletin board world, where you can find boards for many different items and people buying or selling them. This is something that you can also find in worlds like Biaansu, but you also have to remember that this world is a social world as well. So how did those two mix together? For that, we have to look at the history of the world. From how the world looks today, the world would have to go through many years of changing times. I can imagine Seeds was founded as early as 2012 or the first half of 2013, as the name is obviously very rare and fits the concept of the game. I'd like to imagine that Seeds was probably like a Seed storage world or one of those like shop worlds that haven't existed in many years anymore. Seeds was very similar to former worlds like Seediary and Nasdaq, which basically were the founding stones of Growtopia. And I say former because, well, Nasdaq was nuked and Seediary was apparently a meeting place for hackers. These massive worlds that once defined Growtopian landscape now lay in ruin. But Seeds survived through all that. And one very famous YouTuber ruled the world for years to come. Enter Jack Cotton. If you don't know who Jack Cotton is, you most likely have at least heard his name when playing Growtopia before. He was one of the big OG YouTubers in the early days of GT and sits at over 100k subs, which is massive for GT tuber standards. Jack acquired Seeds maybe around 2014 and reigned it for years. Sadly, there isn't much footage of this world from this time, but I did find this video from 2014. At this point the world was most likely under Jack's umbrella. It was stacked with people and as you can see it held a vast library of recipes for different kinds of seeds. Get it, seeds, because the name of the world is Seeds. There was also a movie theater in the world. And wait, what's that?
Chicken jockey!
From 2014 onward, Jack owned the world for 2 years until a tragedy struck. In 2016, Jack's account was hacked. The hacker somehow got access to his account and recorded the whole ordeal. He started donating all the items to his own accounts and pretended to be just some random player who got lucky. I mean, they had a whole operation going on, a scheme, you know, something like that. After the hacker was done with the rampage, he most likely was banned since he literally uploaded a video onto YouTube hacking with his alts showing. People do literally anything to feel a moment of fame on the internet, you know. The bright side was that Zack did get his account back. And probably his items too, as he was back to it. This whole hacking happened in July of 2016, and on October of the same year, Zack finally sold Seeds to a player named Cristiano. He also got help from Solsagan, which by the way I forgot this mod even existed, but he has like one of the most iconic mod sets out there. Very cool. Zack was able to make 850 DLs from the world, which was massive in 2016. Bro was making bank. Since Jack has been such a big part of this video, I just want to finish this arc by saying that he hasn't posted videos in YouTube since early 2020. He has posts on Instagram, the latest was from 2023, but we can safely say that he's been gone for years now from Growtopia. The latest video about the world I could find is this dude getting scammed 15 BGLs, which is pretty funny, just take a look. F's in the chat for that guy. Siege today looks vastly different from how it was 10 years ago. It's probably the most thriving OG world in Growtopia. The design has changed massively with introduction of new blocks and items to the game. The seed recipe library has been removed and now it functions as kind of a buy plus world. Can you really blame the owner for adapting to these buy plus world kind of standards that are in the game today? What's really cool about Siege in my opinion is that it's a multi-purpose world. Alongside the many bulletin boards, it has a trade and a hangout area, where you can still see many people, sometimes even so many you can't enter the world. Now the question you've all been waiting for. Why do rich people visit Siege so often? I believe the main reason is nostalgia and prestige. The world has a long history of having a big YouTuber around the world and mods visiting it casually. Something similar to CDR or Nasdaq, that the players like to represent the prestige of it. So whatever you think of Siege, you can't deny that the world has some aura. Now that you know about the richest world in Growtopia, did you know about the most controversial one? I recommend watching it, it's probably some of my best work. Also, I'd like to thank you all for the 500 subs. I know it's late, but better late than never, you know. And also thank you to the people who commented on my Reddit post to help me with this video. I wouldn't have known that Jack owned the Siege world without your help, so greatly appreciated. I hope to see you in the next one. Hopefully. Peace.